8 de junio 2022. Cuando llame su nombre, por favor, vea al podio para poder participar.
Valeria Monge Gutierrez. Your name, please.
Valeria Monge Gutierrez.
Just a moment while I pull up your case. Okay. Ma'am, I have a proposed disposition from the city attorney that he's proposing to dismiss your case. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Very good. The matter will be dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Sofia Celerio.
Sofía Solerio. Señora, no la escuchamos, que estás en mute. Por favor, quite su aparato de mute, por favor.
Not seeing that person. Oh, there she is.
Were you calling Sofía Silerio, Your Honor?
Yes.
Señora Sofía Silerio, le estamos llamando su caso. Si se puede quitar el mute, por favor.
She's muted.
Yeah, I just asked her to get off of mute and it looks like she's working on it. Señora, ahí está. Buenas tardes, señora. ¿Cómo estás?
Ma'am, your name?
Señora, ¿cuál es su nombre? Señora Sofía Silerio. Su nombre, por favor. Your Honor, I'm going to try again. Señora, ¿nos puedes escuchar? Le estamos pidiendo su nombre. Señora Sofía Silerio. Your Honor, the interpreter fears that she's not able to hear us. Or maybe she is, but we're not hearing her.
Right. Ma'am, if you can hear us, can you give us a thumbs up?
Señora, si nos puedes escuchar, ¿nos puedes demostrar el dedo gordo, por favor?
Lo tienes en mute.
Mamá,
Ya,
usted
hoy sí le
está en
escuchamos.
mute. Ellos no.
Pues por
Hoy
eso
sí le
no oigo.
escuchamos.
Oh,
Stand by,
ok.
Your Honor.
Ellos no lo pueden escuchar. Nosotros
Señora,
deberíamos.
ustedes me pueden escuchar. Yeah, they're not able to hear us, Your Honor.
Muévele ahí. A ver.
Can you turn up your computer?
¿Pueden subirle el volumen a su
Dale
computadora,
audio.
por favor?
¿Dónde?
Dame el control acá.
Señora, ¿nos escucha?
Como
Señora,
que
nos
están hablando.
escucha.
Sí.
Nosotros
No,
le
yo
podemos
sé,
escuchar.
sí.
Ustedes no nos
¿Por
escuchan.
qué?
Okay, Your Honor, my apologies. They're not able to hear, and I'm speaking directly to her. My suggestion would be
Can you chat
somehow
with
to get
them?
them off. I'll try. Stand by.
Thank you.
see if they're able to catch that. I'm going to ask them to log off and log back on. I think it's the only way to get their sound back.
Okay, thank you.
Stand by. All right, chat sent.
¿Qué dice ahí?
Hola, ¿de qué le podemos escuchar? ¿Usted nos escucha?
Póngale no.
Buenas tardes, ¿nos escucha?
¿Dónde?
Aquí.
Pues,
Yeah,
¿dónde?
They don't hear, they're
No
not
puedo.
hearing us. Okay. I'm going to let them know to log off now.
Thank you.
¿Escucha?
Ujú. Enter.
Okay, I told them to log off and to log
Por
back on.
favor,
Thank you.
salgan del Zoom y vuelvan a subirse. Gracias.
Javier Acuna Reyes.
Oh.
Un momento, por favor. Yo necesito interpretar. Sir, your name?
Javier Acuna Reyes.
And sir, I have before me a proposed disposition from the city attorney that says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, he would dismiss the no proof of insurance and the speeding violation. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Sir, did you watch the video before court?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions regarding your rights?
Stand by, Your Honor. He was about to go on a tangent, and I just asked him to just answer the question.
Okay. That's fine.
I understand my rights. I have no questions about my rights.
Thank you. Sir, you're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Sir, the city attorney says you have insurance. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Then I am imposing a fine of $40. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 court costs, $9 fuel charge for a total of $81. Please drive carefully, slow down, and then go to the clerk's window and they can help you take care of it there. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Alexander Spong.
Yes, present.
Okay, just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Sir, I have a proposed disposition from the city attorney that says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle headlamps, a 1-point violation, he would then dismiss the following too close. Is that your understanding?
That is my understanding.
Sir, you're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, I have.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Did you watch the video before court regarding your rights?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any questions regarding your rights?
No, I do not.
Then as to defective vehicle headlamps, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
I plead guilty.
Do you consent to proceed electronically by Zoom today?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Anything you care to tell me about this?
No, I'm sorry to have been a part of that accident, and I have an excellent driving record, so
Yep.
I'll make sure that I'll drive carefully.
Any injuries?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that's the good news. You know, when we drive cars, anything could happen. So I'm imposing a fine of $30. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 court cost, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $68. Sir, we'll send you an email today on how to take care of that. And I wish you well.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Please drive carefully. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You can log off. Thank you. Luis Garcia Soto. Sir, your name? And how old are you, sir? I'm sorry? You are? Is this your mother? Okay. Sir, I have an indication from the city attorney that he has proposed to the following: 24 hours of community service, a fire safety class, no further violations of this, and that restitution will be ordered, but the amount will be left open. We'll tell you what that amount might be. If you agree with it, great. If you disagree with it, we'll have a hearing. Okay? Okay. You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea? Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering this plea today, or this agreement? And has anyone promised you anything other than what we just talked about in order to have you enter this admission? Anybody promise you anything? Money, special privileges, anything? Okay. So then that's what we will do. You need to do 24 hours of community service. And you can do that at any nonprofit or a church, but you need to get a letter from them saying you did this. And then you would turn that back into the court, okay? You need to take the fire safety course, and the court clerks will tell you when and how to do that. No further violations of this nature. And we'll order restitution, but reserve the amount.
Judge, I don't know if there's an amount or not. It's a little vague. So we send it out, and if they respond, they respond. If they don't.
Understand.
It was lighting the lighter at school and burning the desk.
Got it. Okay. So we're going to give you a date in about 12 weeks. We'll give you some time to get that class taken care of in the community service. Yes. 20th? No, we passed that. Okay.
That's not 12 weeks, is it?
That's fine. July 27th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, July 27th. And that's not quite 12 weeks, but it gives you plenty of time to get that taken care of, okay? We'll bring you back at 1 o'clock. And please go to the court clerk's window here and they'll give you information about the class and how to get information to us about community service, okay? Thank you.
I have a question, Your Honor.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Tengo un
25th to the 28th, Your Honor.
Okay,
Is it possible to,
well, he's over
or
18.
can someone else come with him?
He's over 18, so he can come by himself or someone else could come with him. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He said he was 18. Yeah. Okay, Troy Tolhurst. Troy Tolhurst. Troy Tolhurst. Sir, can you hear me? Mr. Troy Tolhurst, can you hear me? Mr. Tolhurst, can you hear me? Mr. Tolhurst?
Your Honor,
Mr.
this is the,
Tolhurst, can you hear me? Mr. Tolhurst? Mr. Tolhurst? Okay. Jose Salas Abriles. Your name, please. Thank you. Sir, I have a proposed disposition from the city attorney that upon a plea of guilty to improper lane use, a 3-point violation, that the original charge of following too close would be dismissed. Is that your understanding? It also indicates that he believes you should take a level 1 traffic school. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering a plea? And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea today? You, then as to improper lane use, a 3-point violation, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
You have quite a number of prior cases. What's going on?
What's happening? Well,
How old are you?
what does it mean? 32.
Okay, what's going on with your driving? You have a lot of tickets.
Your Honor, I had a lot of work that was back to back, and I'm really working on getting that under control, and that's gotten better.
Do you drive it for your work?
I supervise groups that are working around the same time in different places.
Okay. Well, sir, you've had quite a number of tickets, so your fine is $120. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel surcharge, for a total of $185. And you need to complete the level 1 traffic class. Please go to the court clerk's window. We have some paperwork for you about how to take the class and get that taken care of. Please drive carefully. Thank you. Okay, is Troy Tolhurst there? Troy Tolhurst? Mr. Tolhurst? Mr. Tolhurst? Okay. Ms. Solario, Sophia Solario?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Sofía Solerio, ¿nos escucha?
Sí.
Yes, I hear you.
Great.
Mhm.
Just a moment, let me pull up your case.
Un momento, señora, mientras yo le busco su caso. Adam,
Sí.
do you hear me? Yes.
Adam, I am on.
Okay,
Estoy viendo su boleta, señor.
ma'am, I have a proposed disposition from the city attorney that upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle 2 points, the original charges of no proof of insurance and speeding would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Well, I was not aware.
Señora, yo llevo una disposición del fiscal que dice si usted se declara culpable al cargo de manejar un vehículo defectuoso que carga 2 puntos esa infracción, el fiscal desestimará el cargo original, que sería no llevar comprobante de seguro de automóvil cuando es obligatorio y manejando de alta velocidad. Así lo llevas entendido.
6 puntos a una
Sí.
nueva que tiene que declarar
Yes.
culpable, como que el
Ma'am, did you
vehículo
watch the video prior to court?
Señora, ¿usted viste el vídeo antes del tribunal que le explica sus derechos?
Sí,
Yes.
está usted con una
Do you have any
computadora,
questions
¿verdad?
regarding your rights?
¿Llevas algunas preguntas sobre sus derechos?
I am with
No.
the phone.
You
No.
are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
No estás representado por un abogado, señora. ¿Has tenido suficiente tiempo de pensarlo bien antes de declararse?
sí.
Yes.
I
And
am
has
with the phone. I
Has
don't
anyone
have a
promised you
computer.
anything
How do I do
other
that?
than what we've spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this
Un
plea?
momentito, espérese, espérese.
¿Y alguien le ha hecho alguna promesa, aparte de lo que acabamos de hablar, que esté en acta para que se declare culpable?
No,
No.
Then as to defective vehicle 2 points, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
La secretaria,
Listo, entonces al cargo de manejar un vehículo defectuoso, una infracción que carga 2 puntos, ¿cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
culpable.
Guilty.
You're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Señora, usted está compareciendo por Zoom. ¿Usted da el consentimiento para seguir adelante?
Sí,
Yes.
Then I'll accept your plea, find it to be knowing involuntary. Anything you want to tell me about this? You were
Listo,
going a
señora,
little
entonces,
fast.
listo, señora. Entonces yo aceptaré su declaración culpable y lo hago viendo que ha rechazado sus derechos en una manera consciente y voluntariamente. ¿Hay algo que usted me quiere decir sobre esto? Porque parece que estabas manejando un poco rápido, señora. Adelante.
sí, bueno, pido disculpas por eso, pero yo casi nunca manejo por el Highway 2 y yo pensé que, bueno, al entrar al Highway 2 vi que era 45 al límite, pero yo pensé que era como el Highway 85. Yo manejo mucho por el Highway 85 y pensé que era 65 el límite. Por eso iba a 65.
Oh, well, Your Honor, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm sorry. I almost never drive Highway 2. Well, of course, when I entered, I could see that it was 45 miles per hour, but because I don't, the limit was 45, but because I don't drive Highway 2, I normally take Highway 85, which is a 65-mile limit. That's where my head went, and that's why I was going 65. And I just want to say that I'm sorry.
Well, thank you. I know you now have insurance and you have a good driving record. So your fine is $40. There's some court costs associated with this, $20, as well as a 30% surcharge and a $9 fuel surcharge for a total of $81. Ma'am, we'll send you an email that tells you how to take care of that, and I wish you well.
Bueno, señora, veo que ya tienes seguro de automóvil y veo que llevas un antecedente de conducir muy bien. Entonces le voy a dar la multa de $40, más $20 costos del tribunal, más 30% de sobrecargos, más $9 de sobrecargos de petrol, y su total sería $81, señora. Nosotros le vamos a mandar un correo electrónico para que usted pueda hacer el pago. Muchas gracias. Pase buen día.
Sí, gracias.
Okay,
And,
yes, thank you.
Troy Tolhurst, you can hang up, ma'am.
Okay.
Troy Tolhurst.
Yes.
Señora, puede colgar el teléfono, señora.
Sí,
Gracias.
gracias. Adiós.
Okay. We can hear you, Mr. Tolhurst. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I have before me a proposed disposition whereby you would be entering a plea of guilty to defective vehicle headlamps, a 1-point violation. Sir, upon a plea of guilty to that charge, then the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
You're appearing electronically by WebEx, or excuse me, Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then as to defective vehicle headlamps, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
I'm guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see, we previously entered a default in your case, so we're going to vacate the default.
Thank you.
We'll enter the 1-point plea. And anything you want to tell me about this?
I want to, you know, I want to apologize to you. It could have been a whole lot worse than it was. You know, as we pulled over, you know, him and I are both going through some pretty big life changes, and we both kind of just, I don't know, it's kind of an eye opener for both of us, I guess. We could remember talking on the side of the road, but yeah, I apologize. I wish I would have paid more attention and keep my mind on focused on the thing of driving instead of, you know, problems. So, but
No,
everything's okay.
You got it. That's exactly what we need to have you do. So watch where you're going. These, you know, cars are, and trucks, you know, anything can happen when we're out there driving. Your fine is $30, 30% surcharge, $20 court cost, $9 fuel surcharge, for a total of $68. We'll send you an email how to take care of that. And please be careful out there.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Alicia Lilly? Alicia Lilly?
Yes, that's me, Alicia Lilly.
Alicia, sorry about that.
No problem.
Let me pull up your case. Just a moment. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Ma'am, I have an indication from the city attorney that upon a plea of guilty to a defective vehicle charge, a 2-point violation, the original speeding charge would be dismissed. Ma'am, is that your understanding?
Yes.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea today?
Yes.
What have they promised you?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, no promising
Okay.
nothing.
That's okay. You're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes.
Then as to 2 points, defective vehicle, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Tell me about what was going on here. It's pretty fast.
It was Mother's Day, and my mother called me and told me she had slipped down a couple steps, so I rushed over to help her.
Okay. Have you had any tickets in the past couple of years?
Probably 4 years.
Okay. And that's what it looks like. So I will impose a first offense fine of $40. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel surcharge, for a total of $81. Ma'am, we'll send you an email how to take care of that. Please drive carefully.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ashley Medina. Ashley Medina. If you'll please come forward. And your name, please. Thank you. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Ma'am, I have an indication from the city attorney that you'd be entering a plea of guilty to no proof of insurance. That is a 4-point violation. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
Yes.
And has anybody promised you anything other than what you and I have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea today?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you watch the video before court?
I did.
Okay. Then as to no proof of insurance, a 4-point violation, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Looks like you now have insurance, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, have you had this as an issue before or just one
It was,
time?
I thought I had until the 18th, but it was actually expired.
Okay. Well, no accident, no injuries, right?
Right.
So first offense fine is $500, but since you now have insurance, the law says I can reduce that by half.
Okay.
So it'll be $250. There's a 30% surcharge. Oh boy, $20 in court costs and a $9 fuel service charge. So that's $354, but we'll give you some time to pay that. If you please go out to the court clerk's window here, right outside the door, and you can make arrangements to do that. I'm glad you have insurance. I'm glad there was no accident. Please drive carefully. Thank you.
He's here for Jeremy Howman. You want to do the test for this
Sure.
one?
Yes, thank you.
It's the senior.
Jeremy Heilman. Jeremy Heilman.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Stephen Pisani, Attorney Registration 40278 on behalf of Mr. Heilman.
Thank you. And I have, is your client with you or are you just?
He is
sat
not.
down?
We asked to waive his appearance this afternoon.
Okay, thank you. Do you have authority to act on his behalf?
I do.
Okay, sir, I have a proposed disposition whereby upon a plea of guilty from your client as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the original speeding charge would be dismissed. The city attorney notes that your client has already done a level 1 on his own. Is that right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, you're appearing by Zoom on his behalf. Do you consent and does he consent to your appearance in this manner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then as to 2-point defective vehicle, how do you plead on your client's behalf, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything else we need to know?
Just, he did complete an essay. I always think that's helpful.
Yes.
He expressed that he did realize about the dangers of his actions affecting everyone else around him, and not needing to be rushed when he's getting places. So I think sometimes that mindset is good to have.
It's good to get a reminder. Very good. Your client's fine will be $40. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 court cost, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $81. We'll send you an email so that he can get that taken care of.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
You will.
John Runge. Just a moment. Just a moment, sir. Let me pull up your case. So, sir, in your case, I note the city prosecutor indicates upon a plea of guilty to a defective vehicle, 2 points, then the original speeding 22 over would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Did you watch the video prior to court?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any questions about your rights?
No, sir.
Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you want to tell me about all this?
Nothing in particular.
Well, this is pretty fast, and I know you're shrugging, but it's just something we really need to watch because, truly speed kills if we're not careful. So, but I do note that you have no prior violations of any kind. Your fine is $40. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel surcharge for a total of $81. Sir, please go to the court clerk's window right outside the courtroom and they'll help make arrangements regarding that. Drive carefully. Thank you. Juan Antonio Sanchez Regalado.
Sí.
Un momento, por favor.
Buenas tardes, señor Juan Antonio Sánchez.
Sí.
Sir, I have before me a proposed disposition whereby you would be entering a plea of guilty to a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation. Upon a plea of guilty to that charge, the balance of your case, speeding, would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Señor, yo llevo una disposición enfrente de mí del fiscal que dice, en cuanto usted se declare culpable al cargo de manejar un vehículo defectuoso, una infracción que carga 2 puntos, el fiscal desestimará el saldo de lo que queda del cargo, que es de ir de alta velocidad, y desestimará ese cargo. ¿Así lo llevas entendido?
Sí.
Yes.
You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
No llevas representación de un abogado. ¿Has tenido suficiente tiempo de pensar bien su declaración?
Sí.
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
¿Y alguien le ha hecho alguna promesa aparte de lo que acabamos de hablar en acta para que se declare culpable?
No.
No.
And as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Listo, entonces al cargo de manejar un vehículo defectuoso, una infracción que carga 2 puntos, ¿cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Yeah, I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. This is pretty fast, so you need to slow it down.
Bueno, señor, acepto su declaración culpable y lo hago viendo que está rechazando su derecho de una manera consciente y voluntariamente. Y la verdad, señor, que estabas manejando un poco rápido. Tienes que disminuir la velocidad.
Sí.
Yes.
I'll impose a fine of $40. There's a 30% surcharge. $20 in court costs, $9 fuel surcharge for a total of $81. Sir, we'll send you an email on how to take care of that.
Bueno, señor, entonces le vamos a imponer la multa de $40 más 30% de sobrecargos, más $20 de costos del tribunal, más $9 de sobrecargos de petrol, que le da el total de $81. Y le vamos a mandar un correo electrónico para indicarle cómo se puede pagar esa multa.
Sí.
Benny Jun.
Ok,
Thank you. You can hang up.
listo. Muchas gracias, señor. Puede colgar la llamada. Pase buen
Bueno.
día.
Gracias.
Gary Jackson. Your name, please,
Tiara Jackson.
and how old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
And are you mom?
Yes.
And your name, please?
Cheryl Jackson.
Thank you. I have a proposed disposition whereby we would set this over about 6 weeks, and you would do 16 hours of community service, a petty theft class, and a 300-word essay, no further violations, and no contact with Walmart. Is that your understanding? Are all of these things that you can do?
Yes.
Ma'am, would this be with your consent?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to give you a date in about 6 weeks. Don't wait to the last minute to do your community service, because it's hard to do that fast. So you can do that at any nonprofit or a church. Okay. Get a letter from them that says you completed it. Make sure and turn that in here with the court. Complete the petty theft class. Complete the essay and turn that in. No further violations and no contact with Walmart. When we come back, that'll take care of things, okay? So your mother would rather be anywhere else on the planet than standing next to you in a courtroom. What do you say to mom? That's a good start. And ma'am, are you okay? Okay, nothing we need to know about? Okay. Then let's get a date in about 6 weeks. Just a moment. We'll give you that date. Is that the 20th? July 20th. And we'd like to have you back here at 1 o'clock, okay? And then get that all done, then it's all done. Okay, took a while, but we got this, we got to this, okay? Thank you. Okay, Kevin Seitz. Thank you for your patience, sir. We have two things we're working on. No, I guess it's just the one, but this is the current one. Upon a plea of completion of 16 hours of community service, a level 1 traffic, and no further violations, the offer would be 0 points. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Are all of these things that you can do?
Yes, ma'am.
Can't come back and tell me you didn't know. It was too hard. You didn't understand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this?
Yes.
Anybody promise you anything? Okay. Then we're going to set this over about 12 weeks.
Your Honor, he just needs more time to get his stuff done so I can give him a 0 point ticket.
Yeah, and that's a great offer. So we're going to do that.
I agree with that.
We're going to give you a new date. Let's get a date.
For free trial conference?
Yes. How about that July 27th date?
Love that.
July 27. And sir, we're going to bring you back at 1 o'clock. Or morning's better or afternoon? 1 o'clock. We'll see it on the 27th, 1 o'clock. Please go to the court clerk's window. They'll have some paperwork for you there.
All right, show up regardless of if I can do.
Yes, because then we'll do the 0 point violation.
All right.
But get it done. Don't wait till the last minute because then you get all jammed up and that's no good. Thanks.
Next. Can you move Blanca Rodriguez out of the breakout room? I'm trying to put her into the main session, but she has to click that button. And she's in Adam's office and I need to move her out so I can get her resin. Thank you. What you find is back, no matter who it is.
Okay. Who's the caller on phone number 720 ending in 425? Your name, please? (720) ending in 425. Your name, please?
He went out and came back in too, and then I messaged. I don't.
Okay, Blanca Rodriguez Cordova.
Thank you.
Blanca Rodriguez Cordova.
Blanca Rodriguez. I'm sorry, Your Honor, did you call Blanca Rodriguez?
I did, thank you.
Señora Blanca Rodríguez, estamos llamando su caso. Buenas tardes.
Sí, buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. This is set for sentencing on today's date. And I note the city attorney is with us.
Your Honor, I don't actually remember all the details. I should have looked it over, but she said for today, the last report we have is from like May, where it says she has 3 adult dogs and 9 puppies. So I'd ask the court to first of all inquire what the status is now. I did not get a response from the victim impact statement. The plea was to animal attack. Attacked Officer Exabi for an update for the next court date. I don't know, depending, I guess, what the court feels about what the defendant's going to tell you.
Your Honor, this is the interpreter. Ms. Rodriguez unfortunately had logged out and just logged back in. Additionally, I wasn't able to hear what the city attorney said to interpret for her. So the interpreter requests a summary to interpret for Ms. Rodriguez. Thank you.
All right. This case is set for sentencing.
Into the microphone, please.
This case is set for sentencing.
Thank you.
Este caso está fijado para su sentencia hoy día, señora.
Ajá.
Okay.
Sí.
Was from May 4th. At that time, animal control says there were 3 adult dogs that were observed and 9 puppies.
The audio was extremely terrible. What is it?
3 adult dogs and 9 puppies.
And what was the issue?
Too many.
El asunto que tenemos hoy es que tenías muchos animales, 3 perros adultos y 9 perros chicos.
Sí.
Yes, I can hear you.
What's the status now?
¿Cuál es el estado por el momento con los perros, señora? Adelante.
Ya los di, ya los regalé, los perritos, más me quedé con los 3 adultos, ya los demás ya los regalé todos.
Well, I gave away all the puppies. We just maintained the 3 adult dogs.
Okay.
Listo.
Well, ma'am, have you fixed the fence beyond the chicken wire?
Señor, yes.
You froze, sir.
Oh, señora, am I still frozen?
No.
Señora, usted ha arreglado el cerco aparte y más allá de los alambres que tenía el cerco.
Sí, ya los arregló mi esposo.
Yes, my husband already fixed them.
Okay. Very good. We'll proceed then. The city attorney has indicated he did not get a response from the named victim in the case. So we will not order restitution on today's date. Ma'am, if there is a request, we'll refer them to civil proceedings. You're fine. I'm not seeing that there was a history here. So your fine will be $80. There's 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs. And $9 fuel service charge. And that's for a total of $133. Ma'am, you can only have the maximum number of animals and except for puppies, but you can't exceed that number. Do you understand that?
Stand by, Your Honor. Listo, señora. Entonces podemos seguir adelante. El fiscal nos ha dicho que no había una respuesta por la víctima sobre el asunto de la restitución. Entonces, si sale una solicitud de la víctima sobre restitución, seguiremos adelante con diligencia civil. Nos comunicamos con usted en ese caso. La multa para hoy sería $80 más $30 de sobrecargos, más $20 de costos de tribunal, más $9 de sobrecargos de petrol y su multa total sería $133, señora. Señora, solo hay un máximo de animales que uno puede tener, aparte de tener los perritos. Es muy importante que usted no pase de ese límite de tener esa cantidad de animales. ¿Sí me explico?
Sí.
Yes, okay, I understand.
If you come back before the court with this similar charge, it'll be much more expensive.
I'm sorry, the interpreter needs a repetition, Your Honor.
If you come back before the court regarding this similar charge, it'll be much more expensive.
Señora, si usted vuelve ante el tribunal de nuevo con un cargo parecido, las multas serían bastante más caras de lo que es hoy día. ¿Sí me explico?
Sí, sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine. I understand.
We will send you an email so that you know how to take care of this fine. Please keep the animals in your yard. Thank you.
Listo, señora. Entonces le vamos a mandar un correo electrónico para avisarle cómo puede pagar esta multa y por favor mantenga los animales en una manera controlada. Muchas gracias. Nos estamos despidiendo y que pase buen día.
Igualmente, gracias. Una pregunta.
I have a question, Your Honor.
Yes.
Me dieron esta corte y me dieron una hasta para octubre. ¿Tengo que asistir a esa corte, a esa otra o ya no?
Your Honor, I was given 2 court dates, this court date and one in October. Do I still have to attend the October court date or is this done?
Not on this ticket. I don't know if you have another ticket.
En esta boleta no, señora. No sé si usted lleva otra boleta.
No, o sea, era de ese mismo caso, de este caso. Me dieron y para octubre me dieron otra, por eso le pregunto, entonces ya no, ¿verdad?
Oh, no, Your Honor, it was for this one because I remember they gave me this date and then another date for October. But I guess that's it. There's no more court dates.
That's it. Pay your fine.
Claro, exactamente. Solo pague la multa y se acabó.
Ok, son 130 de la multa, ¿verdad?
133. It's $133 total, correct, Your Honor?
Yes.
Sí, 133 total. Y ellos te van a mandar correo electrónico para avisarle cómo puede pagar and you will receive an email and they'll let you know how to pay your fine.
Ok, está bien. Muchas gracias.
Listo, a la orden. Thank you very much. I understand.
Thank you.
Buen día, señora. Puede colgar.
Igualmente.
Okay, Abdissa Kasim. Abdissa Kasim.
Okay.
Okay, Abdissa Kasim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Sir, I have a proposed disposition from the city attorney that he would amend the charge to be speeding a 4-point violation, 55 and a 45, rather than the original 6-point speeding. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, that works for me.
You are appearing by Zoom and not represented. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your admission?
Yeah, I have.
Anybody promise you anything other than what we've spoken about in order to have you enter this admission today?
Nah.
And you're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yeah, I do.
And as to speeding 55 and a 45, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
We'll accept your plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. So the city attorney says your driving history is clear. What got into you this night?
I was in a rush, on Your Honor.
We have to be careful, you know, those, that speeding really can, you know, anything can happen when we're driving, and when you're at high speeds, it can really be a problem. So I am going to impose a first offense, driving 10 miles over, just a moment. $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel surcharge for a total of $133.
Okay.
And hopefully you can slow down.
Okay, officer. Your Honor.
Okay. We're going to send you an email how to take care of this. Get it taken care of, okay?
Okay, and I got like 4 points, y'all said, right?
Right. 4 points against your license. And if you don't have any other tickets, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Yeah, you're a provisional driver, so you only have 5. So you need to be careful, okay?
Okay, what's the amount of points to get like suspended or?
Yeah, between 16 and 18, you can, let's see, 16 and 21, you can only have 5 points. So you just blew 4 of them, so slow down.
So if I get one more, I'm suspended?
Yep. But that's between you and the Department of Revenue, okay?
All right.
Okay. Drive carefully.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
If I get one more pumpkin.
Let's do that. Thank you, sir.
How many more we got?
Virginia Manzano Navarro. Virginia Manzano Navarro.
Virginia Manzano.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. ¿Tú necesitas interpreter?
I do not. Thank you.
Okay. Ma'am, I have a proposed disposition from the city attorney. It says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. You're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yes.
And as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Said you had a failure to yield. Was there an accident here?
Yes, there was.
Was anybody hurt?
No.
Okay, what happened?
I was on my way to drop off my kids to school, and I was gonna make a left. And I guess the officer said that I failed to yield. And I did see the young girl coming, but she was far, and I assumed I was gonna be able to, make my turn. I'm a professional driver. I have my CDL, and I guess it wasn't enough time. I'm guessing she was coming a little too fast. When she got out of her vehicle after the impact, she did tell her mom, "I'm so sorry, Mom. I was going a little too fast. I didn't want to be late to school." But, I guess things happen. I'll just, be more aware of everything like I always.
Yeah, you have to anticipate that other driver, that.
Yeah.
Your fine is $40. There's 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel charge for a total of $81. And we'll send you an email how to take care of that. Please be careful.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is wrong with people? There's something smooth.
Well, because if they're on the phone and I'm having trouble communicating with them, it's just easier for
Oh,
you
okay.
to move them for me.
I thought we were.
Well, they're on phones and stuff and they're going in and out. I just like.
Yeah.
James Maestas? James Maestas?
Here, Your Honor.
Just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Just a moment. Okay. Sir, I have an indication from the city attorney that upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the original speeding charge would be dismissed. Sir, is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your admission today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No.
You're appearing electronically by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Then, and did you watch the video?
No, I logged in late, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, do you understand your rights to have to be represented by counsel, to have a trial if you wish, to be presumed not guilty at a trial? You'd have a right to have witnesses subpoenaed to come to court to tell us what they know or do not know about your case, and to cross-examine or ask questions of any witness at your trial. Do you understand all of those things?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Then as to defective vehicle, 2 points, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. Looks like you had a ticket back in 21. How fast were you going here?
At this is the time of this incident,
Yeah.
or
On this ticket.
I would believe I was only going on this ticket. I would say 50 to 55. They said that they clocked me at 60, which I didn't believe I was. I don't know. I was
Okay.
going to a job. I wasn't even running late. So
Okay.
But yes, I do. I'm aware that I was going over the speed limit, which was I
Okay.
think 45.
Yeah. So you had a prior ticket in 21, so your second offense fine is $60. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge, for a total of $107. Sir, we'll send you an email how to take care of that. Please slow down and drive carefully.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will.
Thank you. You can log off.
I can log off.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's not June 8th. I just wanted to know if there any complaints on the dogs.
Hello.
That's for so little.
Okay, Adrian Rodriguez.
Hello.
Hello, just a moment. Let me pull up your case.
All right.
Video.
No,
There we go. No, that's not you. Pulled up the wrong case here. I've got your case. Sir, the city attorney says he's asking to dismiss, that you've completed everything he's asked you to do. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the proof that he has seen, you need to send into the city, okay?
Okay.
Can I turn it in tomorrow?
Yeah, that's fine. Just
Thank
get it in by the end of the week, okay?
Thanks.
And then, is this mom?
Yes.
What do you have to say to mom, Adrian?
I'm sorry
Yeah, that's a good start.
for stealing and all that.
Okay, you can't be doing that. You don't want to treat people the way you would want to be treated, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Adrian, that'll take care of it. If your mother helps you get that over here, thanks to mom. We all need a mom who will help us out once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish you well. That takes care of this. Get that into us right away, okay?
You guys are located on Quebec, right?
Yeah. And if you can put it in the computer and fax it over, or, you can do that too.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You leave?
Do I leave?
Yes, you can hang up. Thank you.
Okay.
They're 45.
Yeah.
So,
Jennifer White.
Yeah, I have both. I have Jennifer White in there twice because she's on the phone and on the visual.
Hugo Perez Moreno.
Yes, sir, present.
Thank you. I have a proposed disposition whereby he would be entering a plea of guilty to improper lane use, a 3-point violation. On a plea of guilty to that charge, then the original speeding would be dismissed. Sir, is that your understanding?
Yes, sir, it is.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anybody promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
No, sir.
Sir, you are appearing electronically by web or Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. And how old are you?
I am 30.
Oh, okay. Just need to make sure we didn't need to have a parent here. And as to improper, that's okay. As to improper lane, a 3-point violation, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and involuntary. Anything you want to tell me about this?
No, as I was telling the county clerk, I was actually heading home at that time. My son was actually in the hospital. His mom took him in around 10 p.m. and they didn't dismiss him till like about 2:33 in the morning. So I had to leave home. I had to work the next morning at 6 in the morning. So I was just really sleep deprived, and that's it. Honestly, I was just in a hurry.
How's your son doing?
He's good. He just had to get stitches on his upper left eyebrow. So he's good. Yeah.
Good. Well, I am going to impose first offense fine. I know you had a prior ticket here, but $60. Here's a 30% service charge, $20 court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $120. And then hopefully you can just slow it down because that's how we have problems, these cars.
Yes, I know.
Okay, we're going to send you an email how to take care of that and then put it behind you, but slow down, okay?
Yes, sir. Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, Jennifer White. Are you there, Ms. White? Can you unmute yourself, Ms. White?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on.
Ma'am, it sounds like there's a bit of history here. And so do you know whether or not you wish to be represented by counsel?
I'm sorry.
Do you know if you want to be represented by an attorney in this case?
I would love to because I didn't do anything. It was
Okay.
all unintentional. It was a big accident. I had my daughter with me.
Okay, just a minute. I don't want to talk to you about the case. Are you working at this time? Ma'am, are you
I'm
working
sorry?
at this time? Are you working
You keep
at this
cutting out really
time?
bad.
Ma'am, are you working at this time? Ms. White, can you hear me?
Yes, I could kind of hear you. Keep going in and out.
Okay, are you employed at this time?
No, I'm not.
Okay, we will appoint court-appointed counsel. You should expect to hear from them within about 7 days. We'll send you an email about your new court date in about 6 weeks.
Okay.
Hello. It's July 20th at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to send you a form you'll need to fill out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.